As the number of people vaccinated against COVID-19 continues to rise, doctors have thrown their support behind a new proof of jab certificate. For more on this, we're now joined by political reporter James Glenday in Canberra. Good afternoon to you, James. Just what would such a certificate look like?
So it's going to look a little bit like a digital driver's license, which are becoming increasingly popular. And this is not a particularly high-tech way of showing you, Kirsten, but it will be on your phone. You'll be able to download it from the MyGov app, and then you'll be able to carry it around, and you'll be able to show it to people when you need to. And Hank Jongen from Services Australia says people who don't have a computer or a phone will be able to request a hard copy, but he did say earlier today that the easiest way to get the certificate will be via your phone and the MyGov app. Here's a little of what he had to say.
The certificate is available through MyGov, but the key is to ensure that your Medicare account is linked to MyGov. Once you've done that, we highly recommend you download the smartphone app, because once you've received both vaccinations, that's where your certificate will appear.
James, this begs the question, when will Australians need to use this certificate?
Yeah, it's a good question, and the answer is we don't know, and because it's a controversial question, and it's one that's going to have to be decided and nutted out between state, territory and federal leaders. The Prime Minister has indicated that it's likely to be necessary. He suggested it's likely to be necessary for international travel. He suggested that it might give people who are in areas where there are lockdowns because of coronavirus outbreaks, it might give them extra rights to either not obey all of the restrictions or maybe even travel freely across state borders, but we should caution that we're a fairly long way away from that, because there's still a lot of conjecture and still a little bit of a few unknowns about how much protection the COVID-19 vaccine will give against transmissibility of the virus. And in any case, many millions more Australians will need to be vaccinated before this is something that is going to be considered. But Services Australia says they're getting on the front foot, getting this in place now, and indeed it's something that's happened in other countries. The European Union, for example, has a very similar system.
Now, James, while we've got you on a related issue, the COVID-19 vaccination advice for pregnant women has changed. What is it now?
Yeah, so this is a pretty big development. There's been a bit of a grey area about whether or not pregnant women should be getting vaccinated and when they should be getting vaccinated, and that's partly because there's not very much virus in Australia, and so the advice until now had been get vaccinated if you're pregnant and you're at particular risk. You might have some other underlying health condition from COVID-19, and now the advice is you should get vaccinated with the Pfizer vaccine at any stage of pregnancy. That's a decision that's come out from health officials today.
Okay, James Glenday in Canberra, thank you.